Every single day, our body is exposed to bacteria and viruses and so many other microbes. But the reason why we don't get sick all the time is because in our immune system, there's one component of our immune system called our innate immunity. So there's innate and there's adaptive immune system. Our innate immune system is a built-in, fast-acting defense system, and it's the first line of defense that protects us from infections before they even have a chance to get in and make you very, very sick. So what is innate immunity? Innate immunity is our body's immediate response system to a pathogen, and a pathogen is anything that makes you sick, like a bacteria that makes you sick, a virus that makes you sick. We call them pathogens. Innate immunity is active from the moment we're born. It's present at birth, and it doesn't require prior exposure to a pathogen. So unlike other parts of our immune system, innate immunity doesn't learn or remember specific infections. It responds the same every single time. So the nice thing about it is it's very quick to respond, and our innate immune system has three major components. First, there's the physical and chemical barriers. This is the first layer of defense that prevents microbes from entering our body. Second, there's cells of our innate immune system, white blood cells, which we call leukocytes. So special white blood cells detect and destroy infection. And then third, there's inflammation and fever. And this is our body's alarm system that helps fight infections and repair damage, like repair tissue that's been damaged. So if we break them down, these three components, first, starting out with physical and chemical barriers, our skin is one of the most important defenses against infection and getting sick. It acts as a physical shield that blocks pathogens from getting in. So think about burn victims. They're more likely to get things because they don't have this physical shield. Another important part is our mucous membranes. So these are found in our nose, in our lungs, in our digestive tract. They produce mucus, which traps harmful particles and pushes them out of our body. So when you're sick, your body produces a lot of mucus, and that's a wonderful thing. Our body also has chemical defenses. So our stomach has acid in it, and most microbes are killed by acid. So when you eat contaminated food, it can kill the bacteria. Our tears and saliva also have enzymes that break down microbes. And then again, there's mucus that lines different organs. And you'll see a lot of times when people have infection, their body produces a lot of mucus, even when we're talking intestinal, not just here. So these barriers stop most infections before they even start. But what happens if a pathogen actually gets past these defenses, these first line defenses like your skin, your mucous membranes? Then you have cells of the immune system. So these are white blood cells. So once a pathogen enters your body, your innate immune cells will act fast to detect and destroy it. And these include various white blood cells. There's many different types of white blood cells. But for example, some types of white blood cells, there's macrophages. Macrophages are these large immune cells that will eat invaders, and that's called phagocytosis. So they phagocytose pathogens, which is great. There's neutrophils in our body. It's a white blood cell, and they're the first white blood cells that arrive at an infection site, and they attack bacteria, and they release signals to call for more immune cells. There's also natural killer cells. These are cells that detect and destroy virus-infected cells and even cancerous cells before they can even spread. That's why it's important to take care of your immune system, like eat nutritious food and sleep. And then when we talk about our innate immune system, it's not like the adaptive immune system. It doesn't need to have seen something to act. So just all these things are present. Finally, there's inflammation and fever. So if an infection spreads, our body will raise the alarm with inflammation and fever. Inflammation is localized, meaning it's one area. Fever is systemic, meaning it's everywhere. So inflammation happens when immune cells, white blood cells, release signals to increase blood flow to an infected area, because remember, blood has white blood cells. And this brings in more immune cells and nutrients to help fight the infection. That's why infections usually cause this redness, swelling, heat, and pain, which are signs of inflammation. That's a sign that your immune system is working. Another important, powerful response is fever. That's when our body temperature goes up, and this slows down the growth of bacteria and viruses while also making immune cells work more efficiently. So these responses help contain the infection, and fever and inflammation are great for a little bit. Too much is bad, but for a short period, they're good because they can contain infection. Finally, innate immunity, to summarize it all up, is a rapid response. It's present at birth. It's non-specific, meaning that it responds the same regardless of the type of pathogen, and it doesn't have memory. A different type of immune system that does is adaptive immunity. So that's innate immunity.